Welcome to Collabsolutely, the podcast for people who know business is better together. You're here with Jacquie, Hannon and Sarah Duncan. We're business besties, founders, and your new favourite hype squad.
Hello. We're also co-founders of Collabsolutely.com. We're all about supporting entrepreneurs with money, marketing, and mindset.
Oh, we ever.
Oh, sure are. I'm Jacquie, and I've got over 20 years experience in finance, tax, wealth creation, accounting, you name it. You name it.
Everything. And I'm Sarah, and I've spent more than 20 years in the digital marketing, social media, and traditional media space.
Yes, you certainly have. And we're here to chat about all things business.
Oh,
with our own little personal tag. We want to share.
How do they say in France? The je ne sais quoi.
Oh, okay. All right. I was going to say words, but the way you said it, I like. Je ne sais quoi. Je ne sais quoi.
Like, you know, our own little... I don't even know if I've used it in the right context.
Hey, well,
I digress. Coming up on today's show, we have our Love It or Leave It segment where we share one thing in business that we're absolutely loving right now, or perhaps something that we'd happily chuck in the bin.
Yes. Get rid of it. We love a lot of stuff, so I'm looking forward to something that we can...
quite a bit recently, haven't we?
This could be the thing that we don't love.
Yeah, we hate it.
Let's find out.
Yeah, let's find out. What is it?
Well, today we're covering off on business planning, but specifically having a perfect mapped out 5-year plan or long-term plan.
Straight to the tip.
Yeah.
Straight to the tip of that.
Finally, we found something we can put in the bin.
My brain does not love mapping things out in a very neat little box and planning out things 5 years in advance. I'm a very in the moment kind of gal. In saying that, you and I have done some business planning. I think it's an important first step to take, especially when you're starting a new business, to have some kind of plan. Do you have to stick with it? I don't think you do. And I don't think life changes so much in 5 years. Life changes so much in 5 days.
Yeah, 100%.
It doesn't make sense. No.
Well, I must admit, when I heard you say I don't like, things in a neat little box,
your brain exploded.
Something in me broke.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be questioning everything that we're doing together.
Are we in business together?
Are we compatible? Hold on.
Okay.
Well,
I've learned something.
Sarah's in the bin. Sarah's in the bin.
Together with non-5-year planning. Well, you know what? I think I love a 5-year plan. Yes. And I like the idea of creating it. I think because it's
the idea of
it. Well, I don't know if that's the best way to do. I'm all for like North Star planning.
Yeah.
Because I think the 5-year
overarching
goals.
Big
Now,
goal.
Why? What are we actually up to? And we dream a little. We talk about world domination and taking the world. Just some small little
dreams
that
we have.
Yeah. But I think, like you said, things change so much in 5 days, let alone 5 years. So if we're going to attach ourselves to a specific goal and a specific plan, I think we'd lose a lot of sleep trying to cling so desperately onto something. And I think it's more important to understand who you are, what you're about, and your why.
Yeah.
Your North Star, like you said, your overarching shoot for the star type goal, than it is to be so set up in terms of, I want to open 200 stores.
Yes.
Because I just think that can be, I think it's good.
Yeah.
But 5, these days it just changes so much. I'm thinking about how much technology's changed in the last 6 months, last month,
absolutely,
let alone 5 years. And we didn't 5 years ago. If you asked me what today would look like, I'd never have
guessed.
No, never have guessed. So,
and I think you lose a bit of momentum too if you just get stuck in the planning. If you stay in that planning phase for too long and you're, forecasting 5 years ahead and what does that look like? Oh, I'm not quite there. How am I going to plan? If you just stay in the planning stage and don't progress to the doing, I think that's a bit dangerous too. Yes, you've got to have some plans in place and you've got to have a bit of an idea of where you're going and where the next step is. But if you're just staying in that planning phase for so long, you're going to get bored. You're not even going to start the business in the first place.
Procrastinating, I think, is one of our community members at points. I would like to say that I'd like the government
Yes.
to be planning at least 5 years ahead.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Yes. Well, I've just, as you were talking, I'm like, well, I definitely want some people to be planning ahead
Yeah.
because I think, and I know that there are certain countries that plan, they've got 20 and 30 and 50-year
Yes.
plans. And I think there's something to be said for having a long-term plan and a vision. I don't know, maybe it applies a bit differently to small business owners. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe if you want to dream big and you don't want to be a small business owner, you want to be a big business, then you need to have a longer term vision.
You know what? As much as I don't love a mapped out 5-year plan, we did create a mapped out.
I knew I could swing you around. I knew it.
And we revisited it recently.
Yeah.
18 months in, however long it's been.
Yeah.
And we're actually on track.
Yes.
We're actually in some of those
The 5-year plans now at 18 months.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, because we stumbled across it and we then went through it and we went, oh,
Hold on.
this
This has been our plan all along.
Wait a minute. Here we are thinking we came up with this yesterday. That was really comforting to see. It was really comforting.
Yeah.
So I think that was interesting that our overarching goals and vision hadn't really changed too much. How we got there, when we got there may have changed, but I think we still had this vision of what we were up to. And one of those things was technology.
Yeah.
And we talked about creating almost like, a business advisor platform in your pocket that people can pull out on their phone and at the tap of get support just like that. And we thought, could you?
God.
How
are we going to do that? But let's
ever.
put it down as a goal.
Put it down.
Yeah.
Let's dream big.
Let's dream big.
Lo and behold, technology. Yes. And it's brought it forward.
Yeah.
And we sat back and we went, wow.
Holy moly.
Maybe
we should revisit the 5-year plan Jackie, and start playing. So maybe I'm leaning to love it.
Oh,
A minute ago, I was like in the bin.
That's what I need.
Caveat.
Well, I've got some stats for you, Sarah.
Oh, tell me this.
We love good stats. Me being a numbers girly, I want to throw some numbers at you. So apparently the 12 weeks is the most effective planning horizon. So research shows that the 12-week plans outperform annual plans because they maintain urgency and they're adaptable as well.
Yeah.
And I think when you've got 12 months, it's too far. I think, I'm thinking about various things where people have a goal. I know when we've been training for half marathons, my husband was training for a marathon.
Yes.
Wasn't until the nth hour that the training increased because it was such a big time frame.
I know.
But if you break that down into, let's say, a 12-week, or we call it a 90-day within our Business Growth Network and working with clients, we talk about 90 days. I love the 90-day plan.
Yeah, it makes it possible and tangible.
Because 1 month's not enough.
No.
3 months just right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at the end of the 90 days, you reassess.
Yes.
So it, in fact, might be a 5-year goal that we're working towards.
Yes.
But we're revisiting it every 90 days, making sure we're on track. What are those bigger goals and what are the smaller goals that we want to actually hit now? So I guess it's incorporating a little bit of both. We also do SMART goals within the Business Growth Network with a lot of our members, and we check in regularly. Are we on track to getting those goals?
Yeah, we don't just set the business plan and put it in the drawer and never look at it again.
No set and forget's happening here.
No, thank you.
No, we are actively making sure that we're hitting them, or if we're not hitting them, why? And what do we need to tweak? And I think that's so important rather than writing down your 5-year goal, putting it in a drawer and never having a look at it again.
I think that's the problem with the 5 years. I think it's almost too big of a gap.
Too big.
That people, if you only had a 5-year plan, it's not enough.
No.
I think you take that North Star, say that 5-year plan, let's call it a North Star, and then bring it back down and break it into the 90-day segments. Because what we find, especially entrepreneurs, how many times have we pulled up a little community member that we're working with and said, what?
Hold on a second.
Because they're looking at the shiniest and brightest thing that comes along. And then often they're not being effective. And this is all part of our Messy to Money method is we focus on a set plan, a 90-day action, and we stay the course. Mostly.
There are, definitely
things
situations where things happen.
Yeah, and I think that would be my biggest encouragement because often I find that with business owners, we can be distracted and don't overpopulate your 90-day action plan. We also make it very practical. So often only 3 items. We want to get through these 3 things because you're running the business and this is the working on the business stuff, right? Exactly. So let's be practical about it. But that would be I think my biggest tip is, I'm not sure about loving the 5-year plan. I think it's got its place, but I tell you what I do love, a 90-day action plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I was going to choose one over the other.
It'd be that one. Yeah.
It'd be that one.
And don't feel discouraged if you are an entrepreneur and a business owner and you are feeling like, I am getting excited about the shiny things. Of course you are. That's why you're a business owner in the first place.
Love that.
But sometimes you just need a little bit of guidance and support to bring you back to what actually matters, what's going to, make a real difference.
For sure.
And that's how we love helping our community as well.
Yeah, well, we often have like an ideas box that we put. We don't want to lose those ideas. We love the creativity. That's the magic of what makes people so brilliant and entrepreneurs. The problem is when they have so many shiny, bright ideas that they don't get started. And what we want for people more than anything is see that success and achieving those goals and moving forward, whether it might be financially, might be more time, more freedom, working autonomously, all those different things. We find that if you're getting distracted, it's going to be really hard for you to achieve those things. Yeah,
so exactly.
That's our tip.
Oh, dear. So we love it or we live in it. Kind of in the middle somewhere, I think.
Could be on the fence.
Yeah.
What's the on the fence one?
Yeah, love it or leave it on the fence.
Leave it on the fence.
Leave it
on the fence. I think it's okay by itself. It's got its place.
Yeah, but not as a standalone set and forget.
Yeah, love it.
Love it.
On the fence.
On the fence.
Very good.
All right. Love it. Okay, so next we have our hot biz takes, which is where we dive a little deeper into one aspect of business in the area of money, marketing, or mindset. Oh, this is what about Jacquie?
This is a good one. I love this one.
We get deep here.
This one, I could say a lot of things about this one.
I'm glad.
And more stats coming your way. We did quite a bit of research into this one and we were shocked actually to see some of the results. So without further ado, let me tell you what it is. And today's topic is Australia's obsession with tall poppy syndrome.
Oh, yeah, it's a good one.
I think it's a problem.
It's a massive problem.
People are always trying to beat me down because I'm rising above. It's a problem.
Yeah. I'm going to chop you down. And it's so interesting that this is a real issue. I don't know many other countries that have a similar issue with tall poppy syndrome. Maybe the UK? I don't know.
Well, I know I've heard often that people in the US don't have the same thing. That they encourage and lift people up.
Right.
And in Australia, if people try to stand up above everybody else, we want to beat them down and bring them down to our level.
Yeah, exactly.
Does not sound good to me.
It doesn't. It doesn't. I might sound like a bit of an asshole here. You can beep that out.
Yeah.
But I don't really care what other people think.
You're right. You're an asshole. What a bitch.
I don't know. Like, maybe if they were really direct about it, I would care. If it was someone I loved, I would care.
Yeah.
But do I care what Joe Blow thinks about me being confident and wanting to achieve stuff? No.
No, good.
I don't.
Love it.
Yeah.
Have you always been like that? Is that something that's changed as you've matured?
I don't know. I think I've always kind of been like, I've never been like this really outgoing kind of person. I've always been a little bit nervous and, have a little bit of anxiety.
Oh, the anxiety.
That old chestnut. But I've never been like, I used to have a travel blog a million years ago and I would always have people saying, oh, you pronounced that wrong or that's crap or you don't know anything. I just delete them. I don't even care. Just even register.
Really? Don't even bother. You don't lose sleep over it. You're kidding. That must be a gift.
Maybe something's wrong. I'll be like,
well, I think it's a good problem to have because the number of times I even see celebrities and they talk about how they will get hate and trolls.
I got death threats. Like I got trolled.
Did you really?
Endlessly. I just deleted them. I was like, this is not even going to get published.
Wow, that's incredible. I love that. Yeah, I love that for you.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd be the same. I think I would be somewhat impacted. I'd like to think I'd be fine, but realistically, if I'm going to be completely honest, if somebody started trolling me, it'd get to me a little.
It'd get to you.
Yeah. But
unless it's something that was warranted, often it was not warranted. Yeah, it was just random.
Oh, it's something random. Yeah. I think I would probably sit and go, oh, is there any?
Yeah.
But I don't know. Again, like as I get older, you kind of own your own identity.
Maybe it's because I'm old. That's what
I'm just saying. That's what I'm trying to say. Is it the maturity thing?
Maturity.
Old.
You're old.
Well, I don't know if people realize this, but it's it's tall poppy syndrome is a really big problem in Australia. And actually, it's got 6.2 billion with a B. $6.2 billion is the estimated cost to Australian innovation.
That's sad, isn't it?
That's what researchers are estimating due to tall poppy syndrome, because people are hesitant to take risk or to start things up because they're too scared of what other people will think.
No, I don't understand.
No, get rid of that.
Before we even achieve something, I'm already ready to tell the world.
Yeah, we're telling people before we achieve. That's how
I'm writing press releases about us that have no standing.
Yes. That's not true. They're all got standing. She's joking. Oh my God.
Like I'm just so excited about all the things that we're doing.
Yeah.
Like, why not get excited about it? Who cares what someone says?
Yes, one of the things I love about you is, and there's many,
just tune in.
There's many, but that you're so encouraging. You're so incredibly encouraging, and this is something that I'm going to put myself into that box. One of the things I love about me is that when we work with our community members, the businesses that we
you're
support,
so encouraging.
but we encourage them to celebrate themselves
and to think big.
They go,
excited,
be crazy. I'm like, no. Not
be crazier.
Be crazy enough. Because, and I think that's been a real big eye opener for me in the last couple of months, because we've been working with some people that are doing some amazing stuff out in the world.
Yeah.
And they're already achieving. Yeah. And they're getting into big markets. Yeah. They're in media and they're doing these fantastic things.
Very capable, amazing
Very
people.
capable.
Yeah.
And I find that there's still a level of hesitation when they share some of their dreams and aspirations, saying, hey,
this might be too big.
This is probably too big. Don't think I'm crazy. And we're like, no.
And
they go, you're not going to tell me I'm crazy, I'm weird because I'm dreaming big.
Because they've probably been told that their whole professional, and not even just professional, their whole life.
Yeah.
They're too big, they're too much.
It hurts me so much to see that. Like, dream big and believe that you can do it.
Yeah.
Everything starts with a dream and a vision.
Yeah.
And I
do
think
the weird stuff.
Yeah. It doesn't scare me. I'm not going to tell you you're crazy and you're whatever, because I think that's what I love it.
My dreams are weird too.
Yeah, because mine are weird, I'll tell you that much. And in fact, I think 41% of women founders are affected by tall poppy syndrome. More than men, 28% of men are still impacted, but it's disproportionate for women. And I don't want to get into the gender thing, but I'm going to.
Go there, Jacquie.
I'm going there. But I do feel like there is this element of making themselves smaller.
Yes.
Of being scared to be too much. Yeah. For standing out with your crazy idea.
Because we've been told that, like in the workplace, at home, like in all these different spaces. Yeah. You're too much. You're too bossy. You're too overpowering. You're a bitch.
I've seen celebrities turn around. They said if this was a male on the in the studios or
no issue,
they would say, hey, he's good on him, showing assertiveness.
He's got big cojones.
Yeah, good on him. He's great.
He's great. We love him.
But then you see the role reversal, and it's like, oh, she's a bitch. She's a Karen. She's a Karen. And I think no more of that. Thank you.
No.
I don't. I think it's really important that. You can do it tactfully. I'm not saying be a bitch.
No, we're tactfully actually be a
communicate about it. But I think it's really important to have that courage. And the other thing that I'm seeing as well is that people feeling like they're being cocky. Or that they're being
we have seen that recently, haven't we? Yeah. Do I sound arrogant here? Do I sound too much here? Like people asking us directly if what they're saying online, on socials, is it too much? Am I being too much here?
And maybe we're just arrogant. And maybe we're like, no, go big ass. Yeah. But I think it was kind of like, I'm really good at this.
Yes.
I do this really well. Oh, does that sound cocky?
Does that sound like,
am I? And I'm like, no, you are really.
You're actually really good at that. It's fact.
And it reminds me, like we talked about the unfair advantage. Yeah. It's like the unfair advantage, like leading into your unfair advantage.
Yeah, own it.
If you don't own it, how do you amplify it? If you're apologetic about who you are and what makes you unique and special and you just think it's nothing, then you're not going to be able to capitalize on that and make the most out of that beautiful gift that you've been given.
Own it.
Work your butt off to achieve. Yeah. So I think
if you're not going to promote yourself, no one else is going to. Like there's no one out there that's going to be like, oh, you're amazing. I'm going to promote you. to the best that I possibly. No, that's on you.
Yeah.
You've got to get out there.
We will, yeah. Possibly, absolutely.
Yeah, we can do that too.
Yeah, no, you need to own it.
You need to own it.
Yeah, 100%.
You've got to be really vocal about what you're good at.
Yeah.
Why not?
So I think that's our biggest encouragement is for those who are out there, don't be scared to own who you are, what you do, and your strengths, your unfair advantage that you're presenting out in the world, because it's what makes you uniquely you. Dream big.
Dream big.
Dream big. We're only limited by our imagination
That's
and what
right.
we can achieve. And look at this, 6.2 billion. I'll repeat that number again. 6.2 billion is the estimated cost of Australian innovation because people are holding themselves back. It's 67% of entrepreneurs say that they hold themselves back and they've downplayed their success. I think we need to move away from that.
That's awful.
No, we need to move away from that. We need to be encouraging each other and ourselves.
Yeah, so it starts with you. At the end of the day, it starts with you owning that. And if someone takes you up on that and puts you down,
delete them.
They're out.
The bin.
Get out.
That would be my encouragement, our encouragement, that if you could do something today is start to think about how you can celebrate yourself.
Yes.
Celebrate who you are, what makes you uniquely you, and boldly own it.
Own it.
Because if
Communicate
it. And celebrate when somebody else does it.
Yes, exactly. Actively celebrate other
When you
people
see a
as well.
tall poppy, celebrate.
Celebrate them. And you might, have that bias towards, oh, they're so arrogant. Oh, they're being be really cognizant of how you're reacting to other people's success as well, and look for opportunities to raise people up.
Yes, that's it. So, celebrate yourself, let yourself rise, but also help others and lift other people. And if we all start to stand taller and lift each other up, I'm sorry.
A world of tall poppies.
It's a world of tall poppy. You can't say to me that that's not going to be a place to be in.
100%.
That is going to be gorgeous, and I can't wait to be. We're in there. You know what? I think we're there already.
We're there.
You know why? Because we do it for ourselves and we encourage our community
for other people too.
Now we want everybody else in Australia. Come on.
Come on, Australia. Come on, Australia.
6.2 billion is going to go a long way to help with all these fuel costs, is what I'm saying. And those costs of living.
That's right.
It could be through innovation.
That's exactly right.
So,
join the club, guys.
Get on board.
All right. Our last segment of the day is Send Help, where our community asks us a question and we share our coaching alive.
I love this one. And so this one, I think they shared with us on our Instagram stories. This is what we do from time to time before we pop on our podcast. We put it up on our stories. We ask for any questions that people may have. And the one that we've got today is, I'm not hitting my revenue targets. Should I add some new income streams to boost it?
This is like a topical sort of topic.
There's no better way to put it, Sarah. And
I'm the writer. Can you imagine?
Can you believe?
And I'm the one that's good with words.
There is no hope for any of us.
But we often have these conversations with small business owners and entrepreneurs who feel stuck in their revenue or their cash flow. And then the logical next step often feels like, oh, I've got to add an extra thing, an extra product, an extra service so I can build up, my income. And I love that you often give the advice in that, get your ducks in a row first, focus on what's working and do more of that first. Make sure you got your pricing right. Make sure you've got all the opportunities in line for what you're already doing. Once you're doing that really well, then we can start looking at adding other income streams, because you might not necessarily need to do that because you might have some bad habits and then you're just going to bring them into the new product streams as well.
Yeah, scaling bad habits.
Yeah,
that's a really good point. And that's, we talk about our messy to money method, and one of the things that we promote and encourage is focus on doing one thing really well first.
Yes.
I think what gets challenging for business owners, and I'm going to put myself, and possibly both you and I, sorry to rope you in.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're going to say. I know what you're going to say.
But it can get a bit boring.
We want exciting, colourful, shiny things.
So it definitely takes a level of discipline. I think there can be a way to tactfully maybe manage it, in the sense that, yes, take care of your bread and butter income first. the challenge is it can get, like, especially we've been working at it for a long time.
boring.
It can get a bit boring. So my encouragement would be to work out how you can reinvent and fall back in love. It's almost like a little relationship.
Yeah.
We went on a couples getaway.
Not with each other. Well, we not
together,
but
really enhancing our relationship with our partners,
with our other partners,
with our husbands, our life partners, I suppose business partners. But yeah, and we went on, and we talked about an ongoing connection, ongoing nurturing, ongoing work that you've got to do, and you can't expect for something to thrive when you're not nurturing it, when you're not watering the garden continuously. So I think sometimes talking about relationships, we can be, this definitely isn't me if my husband's listening, but you can.
We're fine.
We are fine. Everything's okay. But if you agree, the grass might look greener on the other side, right? And I think that's what happens when you add maybe another product, another something.
Yeah.
People think, oh, I'm going to get
shiny thing.
Shiny thing. Yeah. But you may have all the magic already sitting with you, but you might just need to tweak and modify. And I think what I find is that I think you mentioned it recently with somebody. They had been dealing with a certain way. You said, well, what about you add a digital product? Same sort of offering, but just a slight sort of adjustment. They didn't have to go off and necessarily completely throw everything out the window. But how, or maybe it's a system and process. Maybe it's technology they put in place. Maybe it's that they're not pricing enough, and so they feel deflated with what they're doing, but maybe they're not leading the team and running an effective team. So it might be that what you're doing just needs some guidance and improvement, that you don't have to necessarily start something new, shiny and bright.
Shiny and bright. Yeah. And do the shiny and bright thing if that's, bringing excitement and joy and you want to test something out. But if it's to replace revenue or to increase revenue specifically, think about why isn't your revenue working with your existing products? Are there any opportunities to improve that? And if not, that's a big issue in itself.
Well, and that's why we call it the bread and butter income, don't we? Your core income. Make sure your core business offering, before you start embarking on something, make sure it's standing on its own 2 feet and it's doing a proper job, because it's low-hanging fruit. You're already doing it. It's already existing. Get that working right. And if you want to transition into something, yes, by all means, but start with what's going to work first. Now, if you're an ability where you've got capital behind you, you can diversify. If there's something that's threatening your core business offering, that means that you're now looking at, let's say, digital products or some other technology or innovation, and or if it just completely drains the life out of you and energetically you can't bring yourself to do it. There are caveats to what we're saying, but generally we find that most people can start with their core offering, enhance that, and then go to add on with the different products.
And we sometimes talk about the different lanes. So we might have 2 coexisting lanes that are running parallel to each other, where that is the bread and butter, but also the fun, shiny thing at the same. Yeah, we can do a little bit of both. Different paces.
Yeah, energy allocation.
Yes.
And I think, and this is what I said, we try to practice what we preach, but we encourage that. But we also know that we also like to have a little shiny thing.
We like a
running
shiny
on the side.
Yes, totally. That's what this podcast is.
Side part. Shiny. But the podcast is part of our shininess. But we have a core offering, and then we have the other things that
that light us up. It's got to be fun. There's got to be an element of fun and enjoyment in what you're doing,
but not to the detriment of the other.
No,
I think it's got to complement. Can't take away or detract from what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Completely agree. Fantastic.
Well, I hope that helps, anonymous person.
Yes.
And reach out if you've got any questions for our Send Help segment. Reach out on Instagram. You can send us an email. All the information is in the show notes. In the meantime, that's all we've got time for today.
Loving these questions. Thank you so much for sending them in, and I'm looking forward to receiving some more. There's been some really good ones that have helped us to really talk about stuff.
We love talking about stuff.
I love it.
She's not the word person though, so we'll let her off. We'll let her off this time.
I'm his girl.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us. Be sure to subscribe, leave us a review. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, and you can visit us at collabsolutely.com. See you next time.
See you next time. Thanks, guys.
Bye. Bye. This episode of Collabsolutely was brought to you by the Business Growth Network. Receive 10% off the Momentum membership when you use the coupon code Collabsolutely at checkout.